to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Welcome back to the best NFT show in the world. We are pumping it up a little bit here on a Friday. It is LADZ Day in LADZ City. We are having ourselves a good episode here. We're pump it. You want to pump it? Are we still pumping?
There's a little pump left.
How you doing today, Buffalo?
Oh
you
my
ready to get
God,
after
dude.
some NFT talk?
Yeah. Apologize everybody for the delay today. We had ourselves we're pumping it up, man. We got a packed episode. We've been chugging coffee. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane. We're gonna break in some of the VeChain projects that the old Buffalo is. Shout out to the V fam out there for tuning in right now, and we're going to take a look at the crazy markets and the Gen Art community. So brace yourselves because it's LADZ Day. We got a hell of a show here on NFT Live. Welcome. We're in LADZ City right now. If you're brand new here, LADZ City is a content network that shows Monday through Sunday, supported by the LADZ token. And think of us as the greatest NFT city that you, your mother, and your neighbor's dog all need to tune into.
100%, and this is going to be NFT Live, a show on that network. We are taking the entire week of crypto, or NFTs actually, and bringing that all into one episode. So if you like the content you see here, please please subscribe. It definitely helps the channel out as we grow. So happy LADZ Day to everybody. I want to give a quick shout out to REVV Racing. Again, that REVV Racing Alpha Inaugural Tournament just started. We're actually going to hop into gameplay from that game here in just a second. Everybody in chat, let me give a quick shout out to everyone. Please, you heard Pump It Up? We need to pump up that chat a little bit. Marty McFly is saying pump it up. Peter is in the house saying happy LADZ Day and sup tribe. Llama is in the house. Easy, Tigbo, Zero Bytes, Chris Tuttle, Orlando, Jacob. I'm missing a bunch. Chat looks like it's popping off as we just press the live button. So super excited to get this one in today. Buffalo broke down exactly what we're doing here on the network. And also, Buffalo's got something that's happening after this on this LADZ Day. Do you want to take them through what guests you have coming on the episode?
We have some amazing guests today. I have been trying to hunt down Ben Jammin. The man is jammin'. The man is a Ben. And he has been supporting Dizzy Dragons. He has been supporting Chicken Derby, and he's got something, man. The Buffalo sees special traits in people, and I've been trying to hunt that guy down for a couple weeks now. He's coming on to LADZ City Radio later today. LADZ City Radio is the radio channel here, located deep in the heart of LADZ City. Myself and DJ Savage will be broadcasting music, doing amazing crypto interviews. We've got the Fang Gang coming on as well, and who knows, we might get a couple brave lads to step up to the mic and introduce themselves and their vibe and their story here to this tribe. So later on today, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, we get the party started, and we might go all of the night.
We will go all the night if DJ Savage wants to go for a 36-hour bender like last time. But anyways, we have an episode to get to here, guys. We're going to start off by showing you how easy it is, and I'm going to show you how bad I am at this game here with REVV Racing. But we do have a packed full episode to get to, and we have a special guest at the end of the episode who has an awesome announcement to make on stream while we're live that goes out to the NFT community. So again, happy to see everybody in the house. All right, we're going to touch on REVV Racing. This is a game built by Animoca Brands. It's on the Matic network. I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually play this game, okay? So we already have a car. The team graciously was gifting us one free race, but I said, you know what, screw it. I want to get a car. It offers you 20 races. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. I'm in here. I click race now. Here's my ambition car. What the fuck, one? So that's the car I chose. Look, don't hate on me, but I need a LADZ City car. I'm going to choose race now. I have 18 free trials remaining, and then I'm going to sign this transaction. And as it goes through, we are going to see if we can't get into the race and see if we can win some monies. Now, the actual monies comes through, and it's about 150K that's paid out based on these placements. So if I get anywhere between 900th and 1000th Buffalo, I'm going to win $60.
Oh,
so,
damn.
There's a little bit on the line here. I can enter a race as myself, or like you've seen with Axie Infinity, where they have that scholarship program, you can actually share the NFT. So if you have a really good car that's going to win a lot of races, you can actually share that NFT to a really good driver, not me, and then you can do it that way. So you don't even really have to own the car or race the car to earn here. So I'm going to try to race. I'm going to sign this transaction really quick, and we're going to see what we can do. What do you think about this so far, Buff?
I'm curious to see how you're going to race with all the pressure here as we get more viewers coming in from over on Vechain. We've got a lot of OVOTs in the chat. If you're brand new here, that stands for our vibe, our tribe. And if you're rocking that good vibe, well, you're part of our tribe. Come on in. Call this home. LADZ City, baby.
Absolutely, man. You guys can't see behind me, but there is a loading screen. Now I am here. That is not my car. That looks like a car that could probably win the race, but it's not going to be me. We are going to get started here. I'm going to give it one go. I'm going to give it one lap. I'm probably you guys don't want me here all day racing 3 laps worth. So, all right, Buff, we got it keyed up. We ready to do this?
Oh, dude, are we ready to go? I'm just waiting for that screen, man.
Hit me up. Press any key to start. I am going.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's race day! The man, the myth, the legend, Nifty Q is going to impress or undress every person in the audience. I don't know what that means, but we're off and running. And if you're not first, you're last. Well, in this race, you might be both. Let's see. This is a time trial. He better not turn left.
That's
Ooh,
huge.
that's good. He turned right here. Oh, my God. I hope you don't do this, man. I hope you go all the way. And if I don't, well, maybe I hope you don't go all the way.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it. I didn't mean to say it.
Spilling my macchiato here as I make the right turn.
Yeah, you shouldn't have got that macchiato before the race. Oh, airbag almost deployed on that collision. My man, Nifty Q, we're going to have to test your alcohol levels here because you're a little tipsy-turvy, swerving all over like there's ice on the road. It's got beautiful conditions on the track. No excuses. If you got Vaseline on your hands, that's probably what's going on inside that car right now. I don't know why, but he is all over the place. He is doing a little bit of this, a little bit. Are you a bobsledder? What is going on, my man?
Listen, this is like Tokyo Drift. You got to press spacebar.
I'm just going to let the music help you. Maybe the music needs to help you.
Do it, please. I'm focused. I'm in here.
Oh, he's coming down the final stretch. Everyone in the crowd is cheering for him. He is going to be first, and he's going to be last. Congratulations, Q! You finished the lap.
It's not easy.
Oh, my God! Okay. Well done, sir. Well done. Airbag did not deploy, and that is the end of the godfather of LADZ City, Nifty Q.
Oh. Guys, I'm okay. All right. Anyways, that was kind of easy. My computer's not the best. I'm sure a gaming computer, the rendering will do a little bit more. But yeah, you keep racing, you see if you can win, and that is REVV Racing, folks. That was kind of fun. I enjoy that.
I did too. Yeah. That commentator, though, I don't know about that guy, but great little race.
That was the reason I turned out on turn 3. I spun out because he's just in my ear.
Right? Yeah. You shouldn't turn that down, man.
Yeah, so guys, you can take part in that. That is a 7-day racing series. If you got a car, a nice little fast car, and you know how to game a little bit, maybe you can get after that. So shout out to Animoca Brand. Shout out to REVV Racing. That was a little fun to start the episode, man.
Oh, for sure. Good driving, too, by the way. I know there's a lot of pressure on you. We got more viewers coming in by the minute, so great stuff.
Llama said win DUI, and based on the racing there, you know, that could – I'm not against – probably saying that. So, all right, we got 50 people in the house. We are going to hit the entire episode. So, market breakdown. Buff's going to take us all into VIMWORLD, V-Punks. He's if I listened to Buffalo a year ago about VIMWORLD, I would have had a lot more money than I do now. So I'm going to be listening on today's episode about VIMWORLD, VPunks, all the stuff going on. We got Penguins to talk about. DraftKings launched a marketplace, and then that big announcement from Galactic Secret Agency here at the end of the episode. So without further ado, Buff, first of all, are you gonna get a car? Are you gonna race? Is this
for
like
sure.
a PvP action? Okay.
Yeah,
All
you know, where the Buffalo roams, man. I'll be driving everywhere. Let's do it. I need a car that, you know, rocks my crazy bearded style. We need to get a LADZ car, so REVV Racing. I hope you're watching. Let's get a LADZ City branded car and let's do some racing.
I embarrassed myself on stream just so that we could get a car for LADZ City and REVV Racing. So please. Okay. All right, this is what we're going to do. Weekly rundown. We're going to touch a little bit of Zeneca floor pricing. Zeneca does a great job. NFT Plazas also does a great job here with their weekly rundown, which gives us kind of an overview of the last 7 days here in the NFT space. Of course, popping off. We have big sales from the week here. CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, and Ringers, which I'm not too familiar with, but we see one of the largest sales of Bored Apes to date at 1.29 million Buffalo. The mint price was about $200. So you take that with what you will. CryptoPunks was minted for free, so 4.35 million % there. Don't even know if I'm doing the right math, but you can see there that Bored Ape Punks Bored Apes and Punks were doing super well this past 7 days. Axie Infinity as well at 217 million. Bored Ape Yacht Club, Art Blocks making it onto the top 4 here, so they're doing super well. You can see the increase and decrease from the past week, a 68% decrease in CryptoPunk sales, but that happens. They have a lower volume amount. You can see 204 buyers as opposed to a little bit more than last week. Art Blocks down 1%, and then Bored Ape Yacht Club down 35%. So everything's still looking well across the board, but we did see a little bit of a pullback from the hysteria that happened the week prior. OpenSea, what's to say about OpenSea? You can see $475 million in sales. That is a 48% increase in sale volume from the last week. That team is doing ridiculously well. They are the biggest winners from this movement by far. New collectibles here. World of Women did a ton of sales. Vox Collectibles, Fuck Crystal, and Fluff World. You heard about that in the entirety of this past week in LADZ City. People were talking about Fuck Crystals. They were talking about whether we got into Fluff World. I think Xplow was mentioning that. Vox Collectibles, not so familiar with, but World of Women also seeing a huge increase after that debacle that happened with the other Russian man/woman-led product that kind of made itself known here. So Fame Lady Squad, I believe, was the name there at the top of my dome here. But super rare. This is becoming a trend. Nifty Gateway used to absolutely blow this away here, but it looks like for the second week in a row, super rare is doing very well. So super rare taking that top spot as far as art marketplaces go at 11.3 mil. Nifty Gateway coming in second, and then Foundation coming in third. So that is kind of a look at the market here. I'm going to bring up Zeneca's floor stats, just touch on a brief piece here. Pudgy Penguins, which we're going to hit, you can see right in the middle there. Pudgy Penguins is up 126% on the day. We have a couple decreases here. Blitmaps is down. It looks like Framergance is down. Mooncats is down. Vogus is down. But that's over a 24-hour period. Again, would love to see a 7-day time frame here from this piece, man. So really good shout out there to Zeneca. Appreciate you hitting these floor prices, man. But that is the market from the last 7 days. Buff, what do you make of it?
Oh my God, the markets. Zeneca has been. That man is busy. I've been trying to set up another meeting with him since he came on LADZ City Radio. By the way, this week is about to wrap. And when he came on LADZ City Radio, he put out a World of Women NFT as a giveaway. Go find that interview right now and follow the directions, and you can still have a chance. There is going to be a winner of that. And that floor price has been climbing, man. I mean, the floor prices in general have been blowing up like there's an earthquake or there's a volcano under the ground, pushing the floor to the ceiling. My man, what's going on? Is this real life? Is this really going to continue? Is there a giant bubble? I think there's only one way to really look at the market right now. I think we both agree that we're going to need some help from Michael Scott.
I think we should.
I know. I got to go rewatch the whole Office again. I love it, man. He nailed it, though.
The whole series? You want to rewatch the whole series?
It triggers me, bro. It's like Shawshank Redemption. If it's on, I got to watch the whole thing from start to finish again. And now I have to go watch The Office again for the millionth time all the way through. The last couple seasons, it's kind of brutal once Michael Scott, his character has to move on. But a great show. Love it to death.
Absolutely, and I think that was a great breakdown, better than we could ever do on explaining how this market actually looks right now. Yeah. I have an image on my screen that is nothing related. I know it looks like a pyramid as well, so to not take any references here, we have the last bit from the market there. You can kind of see across the Play to Earn marketplace these big market caps that we see kind of breaking down. Chain Guardian sitting below 20 mil. I think is super interesting. Obviously, this is not investment advice, but you see there Illuvium between 100 and 1 billion. Axie Infinity just killing it. Yeah, man, this is not a pyramid scheme, but the generative art market does kind of feel that way these days. I don't want to get too much into it, but it definitely feels easy to create these projects and then get these influencers in.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that throughout the show. Crypto Stamina was in NFT chat. By the way, you guys, if you love NFTs, come on into our Discord at LADZ City. Go to your browser, type in LADZ.city, hit enter. Your life will be forever changed. And our NFT chat is popping off with so much alpha every day. And Crypto Stamina brought up something a couple days ago, man. He was like, This is starting to feel like a pump and dump is going on in the gen art space. A lot of copy pasting going on. A lot of people behind the scenes that say they're women when they're actually Russian men. And if you go to raritytools.com and you look at the upcoming launches for the next 30 days, they all look like they're just a copy of what's already out. There's not a huge difference there. There's not a huge kind of attention to the art, attention to a lot of that. It's literally just trying to get as much money as you can. And then, are these communities going to survive? Well, only time will tell. But some of them will. Some of them, Bored Ape has done amazing things. Everyone thinks the next Bored Ape is this project or that project. Creating a lot of FOMO, man. Those floor prices keep rising. And I feel like the canary in the coal mine right now is screaming, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because when there is a pullback on a lot of these projects, you're going to be stuck with a bunch of NFTs that the floor price is now way lower, and you're going to have to sell for a huge loss if you want to get out, or you won't be able to sell at all because people are just going to get wise of it. So protect yourselves.
Yeah, the Layer 1 podcast we had this week with Coin Fund and Jake Bruckman, he did a great job of breaking down the NFT market trends from a financial perspective. Great analyst, great researcher, just awesome investor. And he was talking about liquidity when it came to these NFTs, man. It's going to be tough to get out of some of these NFTs if, there's no market sell that you're going to be able to say, hey, I want to get out now. Some of these are going to be incredibly liquid if you get caught in the wrong project. So utility is definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. That's going to separate. Teams is another one. Got to find teams that are shipping. Aavegotchi is a great example, man. Like Aavegotchi ships. Like Aavegotchi is killing it, and you need to find teams like that. And if you do, over the long period of time, you'll do just fine.
The other thing too is when they have actual people showing their faces, not staying anonymous, building that trust, then you know that they're putting their name behind this. Supducks with Frankie Nines, right? Frankie's going to give his all on that project to make sure that it doesn't, he's not going to rug. He would lose his whole credentials in the space. I mean, he worked with Gary on VFriends, so everything that he's built up, man, when you put yourself out like that, there's a good chance that he's going to see that through, as a lot of these anonymous projects. You have no idea who's behind this, and it could be a copy paste, and it could be just one team literally going and creating all these different ones and finding an artist for each one. So again, protect yourselves, guys, because it's getting a little crazy out there.
Yeah, and if you wanted an insight into what the ICO timeframe was, if you weren't here in 2016, 2017, this is it. This is it. Imagine teams, anonymous sometimes, launching fungible tokens instead of non-fungible tokens. They're launching sales and raising millions of dollars without anything past a roadmap. I mean, it's actually getting worse. Back in the day, you used to have to make a white paper, which at the time we're like, that's going to raise you $5 million. Now, your roadmap on your website could be like 4 different bullet points and say, oh yeah, we're going to hit that.
Or not even have a roadmap. And some projects are doing that. Subducks actually didn't have a roadmap, but they had a face and somebody. So there's a give and take there.
Yeah.
Not every project's going to be like that, but at the same time, you got to trust your judgment and proceed with caution on that, and check the FOMO at the door with every one of these projects.
Should we rename this title to like NFT FUD? NFTs are dead.
I just think it's important right now to really everybody check where we're at, because I think Crypto Stamina nailed it at the timing of bringing that up, where I was like, man, I spent the last 2 weeks jumping into a lot of projects because I finally had enough time to do that. And I learned a lot from that process that Gary Vaynerchuk even said 1 out of every 7 might be a winner. The rest are going to be garbage moving forward. That number might even be worse. It might be 1 out of 15 at this point. That truly survive and go the mile, because as the market's going to crash at some point, they're just going to back away, man. You don't know who they are. They didn't put their face on it. So, again, man,
yeah,
a lot of FUD right now. But let's check the FUD too, right? Let's keep it fun.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, we want to be highlighting good projects, good teams. That's what that's what we do on NFT Live. We bring them on. We talk to them. We talk about them when we're not interviewing. We can only pack so many interviews into one episode. So we're bringing it each week. We're bringing it in the city. So hopefully you guys can source that info and find those good teams. So speaking of a great project, man, I mean, this one's going to do extremely well. It's not on this GameFi landscape image that I have in front of me, but it is going to be very soon with the launch of their token, Star Atlas, which has a Discord event here, a Discord AMA event in the next, I believe, 3 hours. So this Star Atlas token sale, I wanted to keep fresh on your brain. If you're looking to get into gaming, again, nothing I say is investment advice. If you're looking to get into gaming, Star Atlas is one you want to take a look at. Atlas is going to be the in-game currency. So think about how players buy and sell and trade things. And then Polis is going to be the governance token. So if I had to make an example, maybe that piece is Polis being Axie tokens, so AXS, and SLP tokens being this Atlas token. So that is going to be happening on Radium, FTX, and Apollo X. Listen, if you think that NFT gaming is going to pop off, Star Atlas is going to be very much at the center of that. There's going to be 1 million tokens available, or $1 million in tokens available on FTX, and 500,000 split between the DEXs Radium and Apollo X. So going to be super hotly contested. We saw YGG as well sell out in a matter of seconds. So hopefully there's some better mechanics here where they're limiting the amount per wallet, but it's still going to be hotly contested. But my God, Star Atlas is going to be massive. Hopefully they come out with some trailers soon, kind of like we saw with Illuvium, that will give you a look into just what they're doing. Buff, did you have any questions on that Star Atlas, man? Because
it's a massive project. We definitely have to have some patience with it as it develops, just like the sandbox, But the AMA, man, yeah, definitely tune in, man. I want to know where they're at and what's coming up next. I know they've been selling out posters and things lately. There's a lot of momentum already. Very excited. Wagner seems like a dope guy. We've been in talks with him, and he's been on NFT Arcade with myself and Kagyan. So, yeah, I'm very excited about Star Atlas, but also got to have patience because it's going to be a huge project.
100%. It's going to grow out slowly over time. It's not going to be something that comes out the gate, in my opinion, fully formed, because they're just trying to attack the large-scale world perspective. So shout out to Mike Wagner. Shout out to that team. They're doing some good things, and keep that on the brain. I don't think there is an actual date, by the way, for this token sale, but we are hotly anticipating this one. So Star Atlas, let me see. I thought I had one more thing to touch on here. Thank you guys for commenting in the chat as well. The chat is absolutely popping off. I think there was a question about NFTs on different chains. So Solana, for example, is going to be the chain for Star Atlas. So you'll need a Solana wallet, a Solana account. That's an interesting question because Buff is about to hit VFriends, VChain. And you're going to talk all about VIMWORLD and everything that's happening basically on that blockchain with these NFTs, where you can seamlessly interact, no gas, all of these things that is user friendly. So that's going to be super fun. I need to listen to Buff here in the next probably 5 to 7 minutes so that I can, not get caught on the outside this time.
Oh man, there's so many projects. We can't go chasing every car that drives down the street like a crazy dog. But it is one of those. That's a weird analogy, by the way. I don't know where that came from. It's just one of those, I learned so much when you talk about different blockchain projects that I had no idea existed. Half the time on this show, I'm literally nodding and going, wow, I didn't even know that existed. So when I get to chat about Vechain, that's how this all started for me in that sense. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Is it time?
I think it might be time. I think
All
it's
right.
time.
All right.
So
it's
what's
time.
what? Oh, is this what you're? Okay, so is this the one I haven't seen? This is what I haven't seen yet.
Oh, embrace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Put your
God.
trays in the upright and locked position. This flight is going to get out of orbit here. First off, your oxygen mask goes on you first, and then your child. I know that's a weird thing, but that's how this is going to have to work in case you pass out. From what I'm about to say, this is going to get a little crazy. I did not take Adderall, by the way. This is not financial advice. This is just the Buffalo rambling on and what he has been doing in the last year or so. VFam, if you are listening right now, go to your Telegram groups, go to your Discord groups, go to your Twitter accounts, and bring on as many VFam as we can. We got 64 in here. If we hit 100, I push the magical button, and everybody is going to celebrate good times. Come on. We're going to take a trip, my man, down memory lane from the first couple NFT lives that me and you worked on. One of the first things I talked about was VIMWORLD. And we're going to skip, I know VPunks and VIMWORLD. We're going to talk about VIMWORLD first, and then we're going to talk about VPunks. So VIMWORLD right now, here's what I talked about last year on September 10th, 2020.
The biggest day in crypto for me so far. Where do I start with this? So VIMs, as you can see,
look at that guy. Where did his beard go?
You can stake ERTS token.
Wow. I don't even remember this beard.
They design.
That's, I don't even
look
think
at
that's a
him.
true
VIM
beard
starts
right there.
at FT.
Is that a potato you're filming on?
That is I was filmed on a potato.
You have to put
Yes.
in 257,000
I was nervous, believe it or not. I'm
ERTS tokens.
talking on a laptop for some reason. Didn't even have a webcam external yet.
They
This
first gave away a bunch
was
free.
VIMWORLD back in the day.
I think it was
Now,
June.
let's have a
June,
conversation
July.
here about this
They hit the
because
market. They're only on one
there
market right now,
is
which
a
is
lot
Big
to
True,
break down.
paired with BTC.
And this rambling was
And
about
I
the
ended
old
up coming
version
across
of
it
VIMWORLD,
towards the end of
and it has changed
July.
a minute.
I think it was
So
the middle of July,
brace
and
yourselves for
it's
what's
just one of those when you
coming.
come across a project.
All right, old Buffalo, you need to just quiet. All right, so I'm on the screen, and we're ready to roll here. So, you guys, VIMWORLD is an NFT staking ecosystem on VeChain. It came out last July, and it came out of the gate pretty hot. I was a big fan of it, and the way that it works is they release these NFTs called VIMs, Virtual Integrated Metadata. And when you get them, you have to get them through a dispenser. And when the dispenser releases them, it's just like the mints on all these gen art pieces. There's only so many, and they sell like hotcakes. And when they sold out, you're going to have to buy from the secondary market until they either release some more or they only have so many, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Now, with the dispenser, you buy it with, at the time, VeChain, which is VET, and it was crazy. It was a very interesting NFT project before a lot of NFT projects were big. This was back last summer, and I got involved in it because I really like the model of it. And the way that it works is once you have a VIM, the game begins. And essentially the way that it works, you're staking it. Look at your VIM as a little piggy bank, and you have to take your token and put the token inside the VIM, and you can only feed the VIM so much each day, and your goal is to take your VIM all the way to the highest level. And as you stake more into it, it changes form, and when it gets to the massive best form, it looks amazing like this bad boy right here. Now this is a Ghost Beard X. This is $100,000 worth of token inside of this VIM. This is the highest of the highest, and the first person to do that becomes a demigod, crazy, treasured rank person that nobody else gets. And so it becomes this race. Essentially, when the VIMs are first released, everybody can stake, like a race. Every day you can feed only so much, and you have to wait until the next day. But you can actually pay to jump another level. And there's quite a lot of levels on this bad boy. So if you're getting lost in the math or taking notes, good luck. This is the chart now. Now, this is the new VIMWORLD. This is VIMWORLD 2.0. I'm going to break down what happened with the old VIMWORLD here in a second. Here was the old model. You started with an F, and it required ERTS tokens. And you would get all the way to S tier. And at S tier, you had 250,000 tokens inside of it. Now, the reason you'd want to do this is because at an S tier, you would generate a passive return of some of the transaction fees that pool up, and they would be divided off of every S tier. There also was this thing called a blessing event, where you would actually get token drops every day. So if you had 10 S tiers and there was a blessing event, that day you would get a token drop to every one of your S tiers. And these blessing events, you guys, would last for weeks. Literally 2 weeks. The blessings happened every day. They were dropping thousands of these tokens. It was crazy. I was loving it. The VIMWORLD gang was, shout out to them all. It was a great community that this was starting up in. But then something started going on, and everybody was a little confused of what was happening. And suddenly we had some changes in the internal kind of structure. This is John Dempsey. He was the founder of VIMWORLD when it first started. He used a token called ERTS token. And it was VIMWORLD, the NFT, the whole staking system I just broke down for you was one part of it. And the other part of it was a play table. Think of it as like a giant iPad that you literally could play every board game imaginable on top of this thing. And he was trying to mix that with the VIMWORLD, and it created this major conflict where he couldn't fulfill the orders of the hardware because of COVID. And it ended up being this thing where he ended up having to leave VIMWORLD. And what happened was the token that was staked inside of all these VIMs went to zero. And all of the staking that I did went to zero. And a lot of people panicked. Yeah, it could have been, or it also could have been just the reality of trying to do too much and not sticking with just VIMWORLD and maybe putting the play table to another project. And a lot of people give John Dempsey a bunch of hate. I don't. I think the man tried so hard to make this work. I think COVID crushed a lot of the hardware dreams that he had with the play table. But what happened, you guys, was VIMWORLD said, hang on, if you stick with us, we're going to create a new token called the V token, which is out right now. It came out in May, and it's, starting to do its thing, just like the ERTS token did, and it's starting to climb. Now, what they did was anybody that stayed with them and didn't sell and held on to their S-tier VIMs, you were airdropped a ton of the V token to start. And then you could stake those V tokens inside of your VIMs. So they also changed the staking system to now make it a crazy amount that gets you all the way to an X. This literally would take you 698 days. This is massive, you guys. This is I haven't seen anything like this, where people are going to be taking a couple years to stake every day to get to the highest tier. And it's going to create this frenzy in my mind of just every one of these characters they release. Once somebody owns this NFT, they're going to want to get it to the highest tier, which is a very exciting kind of deal. That I really got involved with in the first version. And in this version, I'm probably going to do a couple of them that I'll stake over time, but I'm not going to go crazy with trying to get as many X tiers like I did with S tiers. But it is a very interesting project. I love the artwork of it all. And as you can see here, there's so many different legacy VIMs that are out, and they will be releasing more over time. And every time they release one, they sell out almost instantly, and there's a secondary market. But if you're a collector and you love NFTs, what's happening now, you guys, there's Gen Art NFTs and there's social tokens or regular tokens. Well, guess what? These tokens and these NFTs are going to start coming together and playing. And what I'm starting to see is a trend where you're taking these NFTs and you're starting to charge them with a token. So it's not just a regular NFT anymore. It now has layers to it, where it's just a zero-based NFT all the way to the highest tier. And if you stake the token in it, it changes form, it has more traits, it's more exclusive. And that's exactly what VIMWORLD is, guys. It's a giant race. Think of it like a bunch of piggy bank characters that the race is to fill it up to the top and become one of the first to have it fully filled. And as this world grows, there's going to be gaming. So you're going to have all these characters be able to play each other. And it's a lot. As you guys are probably already going, holy shit, slow the hell down, Buffalo. This is a lot. But at the same time, I highly recommend you check out VIMWORLD. It is now coming back strong. It literally went to zero with the ERTS token, and now V just came out 2 months ago. I got good vibes. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was crushed with what happened before, but I really think VIMWORLD has a chance to come back stronger now that the NFT space is growing and more mature. And I have good vibes that Vechain itself, and Sonny Liu has announced, Vechain is going to start incorporating and embracing NFTs, and they want a more NFT kind of ecosystem. So look forward to what VimWorld's going to do. And my man Q, I know I've been rambling for a minute. What do you think, brother? What's your thoughts on all this?
I think the best teams and best projects are going to do exactly what you talked about, which is combine the ERC 721s and 1155s with ERC 20s, or basically combining fungible and non-fungible tokens. Those are going to be the teams that succeed long term, because that's utility, right? When you add the ability to yield farm, that's an idea. That's an ideal utility piece there for people that are holding the token. I mean, 30-day timeline. What I'm looking at on my screen here is not just the price action, right? It's the volume. Like, look at the volume that's happened over the past 8 days. Like, you're zooming out to 30 days here, zoom out to 90 days, and you can see the volume is picking back up, man. So I should have listened to you the first time. Definitely not investment advice for anybody out there, but if this is the whole idea, you're trying to have people that go deep dives on projects like you're doing right now and say, hey, this is the next thing. So not going to miss the boat this time, my man.
You know, and it's an interesting one too. There's a dilemma with me right now, because before I took all of my ERTS tokens and I staked them inside of the VIMs. And the biggest thing, and here's a warning on that, right now when you take your V token and you stake it in your VIMs, you can't take it out yet. Down the road they might allow that, or they might allow you to downgrade. But for right now, it's a commitment at the beginning to really lock in, and there are a lot of rewards. There will be another blessing event in the coming months where anyone who's at a higher tier is going to be airdropped a bunch of tokens. So you really have to make up your mind on how you're going to play VimWorld as a collector, as a staker, as a combination, or just a spectator watching the fun. And a lot of artists are going to be creating pretty cool VIMs. And again, like, I think Vechain is under the radar still. That whole economy, they're really trying to start, Vulcanverse, which is now coming out in beta. Vechain is really starting to embrace a lot of NFTs. The gas over there is cheap as hell. You do a transaction under 10 seconds. So VimWorld, I got my eye on you again. I had to talk to all of my lads here about you, and anyone who come on over for VimWorld, keep that up in the Telegram group. They got a great community, man.
Dude, it seems like every time you bring it up that the VimWorld community comes in, and they're absolutely fantastic. The piece that I'm looking for in 2022, 2023 is interoperability, because all of these really cool communities that are outside of Ethereum, it's tough to get involved in them. It's tough to take that jump, and say, oh, I want to start up on this. Well, I need to set up an account, or I need to download this wallet and learn all these different pieces. That's why I'm a big investor in Polygon. That's why I'm a big investor in some of these other chains that make it easy to do that. But in 2022, 2023, I think all of this will be easily connected, where someone can take the jump without feeling like it's such a big step. That's and that's just personal. That's just personal.
Yeah, and what I love about VimWorld is they honored everybody who stuck with them. And one last thing on this before I move forward, I was pretty heavy into it. I made some moves where I tried to predict what the founders were trying to do. Now, the Ghost Beard that you see right here, this bad boy is the X level. I had the S tier level. As you can see right here, 257 ERTS tokens were staked in. I went ham, you guys. I went and got myself a Ghost Beard. I got 2 of them, and there's 51 of them that I've ever minted. I got that bad boy all the way to S tier before anybody else. That's right, your Buffalo is a demigod. I'm not the demigod X, but everybody in VFam, that's right, your Buffalo is the demigod, and I spent about the price of a car to make that happen back in the day, and I was rewarded by the new VimWorld 2.0. Because of that, they dropped me extra, and I thought that was very classy. I thought that was a good move on their part to reward everyone who was playing VimWorld at that level. So VimWorld 2.0, you guys are doing the right thing, from coming back from the dead, having to create a new token. And one last part, I think of it with it's community. If LADZ had to change a token right now, Q, I think we could survive. We have a community that we would have to airdrop the new token, whatever it's called, NADS token or whatever, right? Right, I know. But we would essentially embrace the community, my man. All the nobles
you heard it here first.
You heard it here first. NADS token coming soon. Well, let's hope not. But that's what I'm saying, man. Community, you can survive a token going to zero if you have essentially a community that believes what you're going to do is to reward those who are still with you. And It's just a great sign, man, because that's what I love about it's the people more than the tech. It's the people designing the tech.
Yeah.
If the tech is there, it's up to the people to be good. And if they're good long term, they're going to make it work. And I think that's what's happening here. So yeah, I'm chilling a little bit, but at the same time, huge shout out to a project coming back. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Dude, no, man, that was a fantastic breakdown. I think you did VIMWORLD and Vechain a really good service there from the quality of your breakdown. I think again, it's tough to get involved. Maybe we need a Vechain channel in LADZ City.
I think
City,
we do,
if you will.
LADZ City, or Ladies City, as Kagion first called it. Yeah, I think VFam would love to have a Vechain guild. I honestly believe it's a massive network that when I first bought my first NFTs, were the first NFTs on Vechain, which were X nodes, which you hold in your wallet and you can't go below a certain threshold or it disappears. And it's kept me holding Vechain for a while now, and it's a 4-year play, and it's, you know, one of those, let's see, Buffalo, can you be a man to your word? I kind of love that though, man. That was my first NFTs, and it was just a little node inside my wallet. It's no artwork behind it or anything. It's just a little program, but yeah.
Awesome, man. Dude, fantastic breakdown. I have the guest. I've mentioned to the guest that he should join at any point, so let me know if that happens on the screen. All right. But is he there?
I see him. I see the man. What's his name again? Is this the first time meeting this guy? It's
hey, have you been to LADZ City?
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's bring our special guest. You got him.
Hey. I know this guy. What's up, buddy?
Hello. Look, she just realized we're on. We're live.
Is this is a Ronin? This is a premiere for her.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is Rain. Yep, that's Rain. So thank you guys for having me on. It's been kind of like a crazy, 2 days for me. And I don't know if you guys have talked to like what's been going on, but I'd love to like have a little chat about it.
For sure,
Dude, we haven't touched on it at all. We wanted to get it right from you. Buff, did you have? Sorry, I got in the way there.
No, I mean, I'm ready, man. I'm ready when you are, Ronan. Take it away, bud.
So for anybody who doesn't know, I have kind of backed into being the active director for the GSA. The GSA is the Galactic Secret Agency, which is a PFP project that launched about 2 months ago. It was launched by an artist who is a phenomenal artist. However, that's about it. He doesn't really know much about NFTs. He doesn't know much about the space. He doesn't know much about how to make these things work. And after the project dropped and is kind of put out there, he was really unable to support the community's needs for the project to have, an active roadmap and life. So, I reached out. My main concern, honestly, when I first reached out was the fact that the donations to the charitable organizations had not been made yet. That kind of made me feel a little icky. So I had been pushing for the donations. They hadn't been done. 2 days ago, he said he would do them. Yesterday morning, they weren't done. So I just reached out and said, look, man, I love this art. The community loves this art. We love what's happening. We love what's going on. And we want to support it. But like, I don't think I can do that like for you, you know what I mean? So I offered to, take over reins of the GSA and kind of say, you know what, let's breathe life into this project. And, we put it to the community last night after, the conversation started that if I did gain control, what happens next? I got control of the contract this morning. I put it to the community, hey, like, where do we go from here? We can either go the BAYC route, we can incorporate, or we can, put it to like a community DAO, right? And let the DAO take over. Unfortunately, the previous director left us with very little of the initial funds that were pumped into the project. So we're working with about 32 ETH, which when you compare that to over 500 ETH, isn't very much. So
still something.
It's something, and it's more than I thought we were going to get. But I think that it's something that we should honestly talk about, right? Like on the show, which is like, what are we doing when we trust these anonymous people? Like, I still don't know who this guy is, right? Like, and I'm super surprised that he was even willing to like send me 32 ETH. But yeah, like, what are we doing when like these projects pop up? We don't know anybody on the team. And then we all FOMO into this. And then, 2 months later, we've got a bunch of people who now are holding these heavy bags. And honestly, let's all be real. Like, nobody expects to hold a bag of 30 agents, right? Like, it just happens. Yeah.
So I want to ask one quick question. This will be my only question for the probably the entirety, because we just wanted to come in and have you break this down and announce it. Why GSA? I feel like there's a lot of generative projects that this is going to happen to. Why this one specifically?
Yeah, honestly, because like I aped in, man, and I went in over 20. I actually got my mom to buy some, and I actually got, for you guys know, I've been trying to get my real life friends into NFTs for a while. Like, this was literally the first project where I got 3 of my real life friends, first time ever, and I got 3 of them to jump in because they liked the art. I'm learning this over the last 48 hours. The community is very much full of people that have the same exact vibe. They have the same story. They're like, yo, this is my first project, and the reason I jumped in was because the art is so cool. There's a guy who said that he bought in yesterday before any of this started to happen because he thought the art looked cool, right? And now today he finds out that the project was on the verge of being rugged. And what did he get himself into? But I think with that, like, I think there's a really solid foundation. I think the idea of like a galactic secret agency opens up a lot of possibilities. Like, what can we do next? We can talk about companions. We can talk about spaceships. We can talk about future races, right? Like, we can talk about what's the next, generative drop going to be. But I do want everybody to understand that, like, my intent is to bring value to this community. And like, the one thing I do know is like, whatever comes next for the GSA is 100% going to follow models like Punk's Comics, which means that like, this is going to be a gated access community that's going to have a lot of cool experiences happening. And the people who are holders of those original GSA agents are going to benefit from that as we move forward, and hopefully in perpetuity. So, I'm looking at doing things like the sandbox, working on a partnership. I'm, going to be reaching out to Decentraland. I've already hit up Fuck Render. I was like, bro, this is what's happening. I don't know how it happened, but I'm taking over the GSA, and he's actually really excited about that. So I think like with the support of LADZ, I think with the support of the community that's built into the GSA, and with the support that we've got that I have on Twitter and the network has, I think like this is just something that we can now launch and really make it successful. And honestly, it's a challenge. Somebody in chat was like, this is a dead project, and you can try if you want to prove me wrong, but like, prove me wrong. And anybody who knows me knows that I take that as a fucking challenge. So 12 months, set a remind me, I've got somebody to prove. Something to prove.
Ronan, the rug stopper. I love it, dude.
Rug puller preventer.
Nice.
RPP.
Yeah. But it's awesome, cool, man. And I'm like, the community is just like really leaning into it. I think like the best feeling is like all the people who are like, man, I really thought this was dead. And I'm sitting on like, 10, 15, 20 of these things. And now like, I just went and bought 5 more. Like, they didn't list them. They didn't like, they're like, I see like, like that somebody gives a shit and somebody wants to make this project successful. So I didn't plan on it. It's going to be a lot of work. Hopefully, the community decides to, we've already got a community manager who's agreed to go full time with a little bit of a payment. But hopefully the next hire is a project manager. So if anybody has experience with this type of stuff, I'd like to have somebody installed who's doing this on the daily. I will help with marketing, with, the connections, with getting you plugged in and the community plugged into a lot of cool stuff. But I want somebody who's going to be able to touch it every single day. So if you've got that experience, hit me a DM. Remember to follow at Ronan DACC on Twitter. The GSA Twitter account is currently at GSA_CSR. That's our customer service representative who's going to be bringing you all the news on the agency moving forward. If you're following GSA_NFT, unfollow that account, let people know it's not like the real one if they ask, and avoid sharing it moving forward. But thank you guys so much. It does look like we're getting some support. I appreciate that very, very much. And I'm looking forward to what comes next for the Galactic Secret Agency.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you breaking everything down. It's cool to see all of the lads kind of like spread out their network into the NFT space since we started, man. It's pretty cool.
It's amazing. We're everywhere, dude. I'm seeing LADZ pop up everywhere, and it's not going to stop, and it's going to take over. Wait until you got some merch in your hands, because it's going to be fucking everywhere. Just alongside GSA merch. Bet.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you soon. We will be following you. Hopefully we can do some GSA Lad City collabs. Of course, that seems like a great opportunity there. So thanks again for popping on.
Our vibe I tried.
Peace.
My man, Ronan. Wearing the shirt, be kind, too. Be kind, don't rug. I love it.
The reverse rug is in progress. I love that comment,
That is
man.
so good. I love the agency, too. I can see that trending. Back, we got to get the agency on this right away. Yo.
That was awesome, man. It was cool to have. I mean, I just messaged Ronan, you know, like that's the power, I feel like, of our network. We just like reach out. Like we did the same with Kagi, you know, like it's just, hey man, you want to be on the episode today? Do you want to do this? I cannot wait to do that with 20, 30 different creators, man. So again,
Exactly.
good luck again to Ronan there, man. That's a huge undertaking, but I think he's the man for the job for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My man Ronan, for sure, putting his face out there, man. You know that he's going to make it work and give it his all. So you have to look into this for sure.
Love it, man. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Hop into the next piece of story here. I've got Chicken Derby. I don't know if do we want to... Are we rolling into this, Buff, or should I...
I got a trailer, man. You want me to drop this
trailer?
trailer? Let's do it.
Run the trailer.
Run the trailer.
Look at all those chickens.
So we have August 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, 13,000 chickens, the final Genesis drop here for Chicken Derby at 0.042 ETH. We are giving away 5 chickens, 1 chicken every single day next week. Buff, what do you think about that, man? Do you like that?
I like it a lot, man. There's some chickens that are going to be running around the streets of LADZ City. So, Nightbot, you're going to be scooping up some poop here. We got chickens everywhere.
Yeah, we need to like corner them in one area of the city. We can't have that happening.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully, I mean, this chicken like has no eyes. So super rare.
It's going to be a crazy
obviously.
racer. It's going to be all over the place. You might run the wrong way.
Listen, like, okay, this comes from a quick announcement today from the team. TLDR here, because it is a lot of text. You can go into the Chicken Derby server and actually apply for beta. So you'll verify that you actually own a chicken. I believe it's in one of these channels. Let me see if I can get it. Beta channel. So you go to beta channel, you type in, I believe, !verify, and you will be added to the beta launch. The thing, though, with this announcement is Chicken Derby seems like it's going to be maybe a 2 to 3 month process before we even see the beta. And that's based on kind of the wording here in the Discord announcement that they have. So they're still working on beta testing. They're still working on breeding. So that stuff is still on the roadmap, clearly. And we're big fans of Chicken Derby. They actually are our sponsor for this month as well. So we want to give a quick shout out to them. But it looks like it's going to be about another month or two before we actually see the breeding and see the beta test here for the racing. So that's, I mean, it takes a while to make a game. It's easier to make a PFP project. It's easier to do a NFT collectible. It takes a little bit more development to make a game. So I personally take a more conservative approach on roadmaps with games. So
yeah, gotta have that patience with it and try to get, some of those characters that you see yourself actually playing. And, I mean, it's always coming up with a game plan. I think some people just FOMO in on stuff without a game plan. It's like, what is your intention with this game? You can actually play it? Are you buying assets for long-term holding or a combination, or you're just buying the token that's going to be used in the game? I mean, there's a lot of ways to play these things. So, I mean, there's no token with Chicken Derby, but at the same time, these chickens right now, watch Rage Cage, my man.
Yeah, Rage Cage has been absolutely getting after it. There's the Rage Cage pump right there, I think. this one right here. But yeah, breeding is going to be cool. They talked about a Metaverse play. They talked about having other animal airdrops as well. So that's on the roadmap here, and the team is definitely working super heavy behind this project. We have a Chicken Derby guild set up in LADZ City right now. Right now, those are basically social clubs. So anybody that's interested in Chicken Derby, I want to give a quick shout out to one person really quick who's been super active there. I want to get his name right. So we have a Chicken Derby Gaming Guild here, and Redhead's Kingpin. So Redhead's Kingpin, you are doing a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for keeping us up to date on all the Chicken Derby updates. Essentially, love the chicken memes too. chicken chips.
Chicken.
So right now, Gotchi Lads, Crypto Blades, Illuvium, Star Atlas, and Uplift World, those are going to be the gaming guilds. But we'll expand. I mean, we talked about it right now. VIMWORLD is one that can easily make its way onto that list very shortly. So
yeah, man. And if you guys are looking down below, we got a rundown, and we have been all over the board. Those left to right is not how we've been doing this show. I think you talked about Star Atlas way before VIMWORLD, and I haven't even mentioned V-Punks yet, man. So if you're ready, I can cover that real quick, because I know there are some V-Punks over here. The V-Fam is sticking around. This is an interesting kind of topic. Again, we're not going to try to bring up too much FUD or get too deep on our opinions, but let's get down to the brass tacks of it all, you guys. There are derivative projects out there that are paying homage to a lot of other projects, and we all know one of the biggest old school ones, which is CryptoPunks. And right now, CryptoPunks has had some derivative copies on other chains. Polygon Punks came out, and they were selling on OpenSea for a while, and then OpenSea booted them. And there has been a huge kind of petition to bring back Polygon Punks onto OpenSea. And I believe they are still not allowed on there, and it's creating a debate, because CryptoPunks was the original OG in the sense of like the NFT, pixels 24 by 24, and now we've got Soul Punks, which is also on Solana, and they're doing all right. And it's one of those where it's a curious thing, because the original punks, Gary Vaynerchuk bought one for a ton of money. You see a lot of people on Twitter rocking the punks. And a lot of people who don't have a ton of cash, well, they can't get any of those punks. And what's happening now is you're seeing other chains supporting the homage to the old school ones and trying to make a little bit of a different version of it. And I came across V-Punks. And this is on VeChain, and it just launched last month. And it's a very interesting concept, because at first it's 10,000 punks, all the original ones. And this is the secondary market now. They've all sold out. So if you're buying any of these punks, you're buying them in VeChain. And these are the original IDs as well. So you literally could go to Rarity Tools and type in 380 and see how rare this female is right here. That's selling for 2,500 VeChain right now. Now, that alone sounds like just a copy, but there's so much more that they're trying to do in V-Punks. As I was looking into it, they've got a game coming out soon. They're going to be doing challenges, which is essentially taking your V-Punk and challenging it versus another V-Punk. So the bearded man versus the pipe. And what was really interesting on this, I'll start from the top here, is they also released a token. Like my rambling earlier, I said, look for a lot of NFT projects to start embracing a token to charge up these NFTs to give it more utility and more rarity. Well, VPU token also launched alongside V-Punks. And the VPU token is going to allow for staking inside of your actual punk. And when you stake, your original punk can get changed over and have a new hat, some glasses, a mustache. I mean, whatever traits that they want to allow you to get, you can rock that punk with those new traits while you're staking. Now, that means you're putting the VPU token inside of the NFT. And when you take away and you unstake, it will then fall back to its original state. But the staking rewards are going to be, pretty decent. I mean, here's a lot of the breakdown here. I highly recommend you go look up V-Punks to do some more on it. But I like the vibe of the community. They're very brand new. They're really trying to pay homage to the the CryptoPunks in general, but adding some more utility around it, right? Because CryptoPunks itself is literally just a rare 10,000, that people are using to for their thumbnail or just to hold and trade as there's more, kind of paying homage. Now, I'm curious where this is going to go, because Polygon Punks, Solana Punks, Binance Punks. What's your thoughts, Q, man? Do you feel like this is taking away the value of the original, where you're going to see somebody on Twitter have the same punk, but it's on a different blockchain, and now you're like, okay, who really owns the OG punk? I can't tell. It's an interesting debate kind of going on.
It's definitely a theoretical debate, right? Like it's a sit down over some whiskey and talk about how the subjectiveness of owning a punk as opposed to one that comes from a derivative project, and whether that derivative project is paying homage or are they stealing. It's all these different things wrapped up into one. my general sense about this is it's kind of weird to see a project in blockchain threaten legal action, right? Like that to me doesn't sit right. Like I know there's like the emergence of DAOs, which are decentralized autonomous organizations, which are basically groups that form around these projects. So it's not necessarily like a guy in a suit saying, I'm going to sue you. It's more like a guy in a suit that is paid by a DAO that will sue you. So I'm not big into the aspect of kind of, if somebody wants to do something, I don't see a reason, why we should kind of threaten legal action like CryptoPunks is doing, to be honest. I mean, you mentioned both of those where, hey, this is our project, you can't be creating another one on a different chain. Listen, this is blockchain. People can do whatever the fuck they want. Like that's the idea there. So if you want to create a copy of Bitcoin, if you want to fork Bitcoin, go right ahead, create another Bitcoin. But it's about the community. It's about everything that's formed around those things. So I think it's a really loaded topic, but my general sense is that in blockchain and crypto, people should be able to do whatever they want. And this kind of rubs me the wrong way when I see a crypto or blockchain project say, hey, we're going to sue you. You shouldn't be able to do that. No, this whole thing is that you could do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, copyright infringement is a real thing, is what TR is saying. And it's the same thing like, with Bitcoin, where it was forked. And then you have Satoshi's Vision version. You have Bitcoin Cash. You have a lot of forking of the original Bitcoin. That even the original Bitcoin, you look at the white paper, and there's a great documentary out there by Barely Sociable. That's a 3-part series about who Satoshi is. I highly recommend y'all go watch that thing. And it really talks about the forking and the division that split and the tribes that formed on both sides of this. And that's what's great about, what's happening in the gen art space too. A lot of tribes are forming about just what people, believe in, right? And if certain people believe just a little bit different, but you're all on the same page about decentralization, then it creates these cool little groups. And I think it's one of those things where, I think VPunks has a vibe. I really like their Telegram group. I've been in there already. I think it's one of those, I love getting in those groups early and just kind of feeling out who's actually getting involved. And, I'll definitely be watching it grow and see what they do with the utility and the gaming and all that. So again, it's just one of those, I thought I'd bring it up today because it's another part of VeChain that's growing with NFTs, and the derivatives themselves should be allowed, right? You should be able to add to it in that sense. And if people are going to believe in that and start a community behind it, I'm all for that as well. So I kind of agree with you with that.
Yeah, that's the argument, right? Like you just said, it should be allowed. Well, there's a lot of people that think that should not be allowed. You shouldn't be able to take the IP from something like CryptoPunk and just create it and put it into the world if it looks almost, exactly the same. So
yeah,
it's super loaded, man.
Yeah. Shroomba's asking, what's it called again? It's VPunks, you guys. It's over on VeChain. If you download the Sync wallet, you can check out what they got going over there. And I'll show you one more time real quick on my screen. It's essentially, this is their main website here, and there is auctions right now. Some are Dutch auctions, so if you wait, the prices actually decrease over time. And these are the original punks that everything sold out within 8 days. And to buy them now, you have to buy them in VeChain. So you will need VeChain and Vitho gas in your wallet to make the transaction go through. But download the Sync wallet, and you'll be able to, purchase a VPunk and, join the fun.
Yeah, I want to touch on some of these comments here because I think they're getting at probably the heart of the argument, and I agree with most of them. Stamina is talking about BAYC possibly being a bigger brand already than CryptoPunks, which, based on the amount of unique holders, that's objectively true, but also, CryptoPunks has been sold at Christie's and Sotheby's and all these things. Like there's an argument to be made there, but I think it's a good one. DP's, I think, making the best point about this. He's saying they need to chill out. I'd hate for someone to be petty enough to do deep chain analysis on their wallet address. So they're throwing rocks in glass houses, essentially, and with a lot of the things that could be done here in the crypto space with pumping your own projects. But yeah, cool. It's a cool discussion, man. I'll leave it at that. I think we laid out our feelings on it, and that is what it is. Yeah.
Again, Shroomba, sorry. The documentary is called Unmasking Satoshi on a YouTube channel that does great documentaries called Barely Sociable. It's a 3-part series or 4-part series. It's one of the best out there, man. I don't recommend crappy documentaries because I'm a huge documentary buff, pun intended. And also highly recommend the documentary that changed my life and started called The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin, which is another great documentary that came out years ago.
Yeah. I love that story, by the way, where you're finishing watching it and
halfway through,
just get up and
yep,
just get
halfway
up and,
through, man. I hit pause on the documentary halfway
Yeah.
through because it was the first time I ever looked into blockchain, and it just clicked, and it hasn't unclicked. It's only gotten stronger about where we're headed with everything involved in the centralized systems that are now going to be outdated moving forward. So love that documentary.
Yeah.
I watch it from time to time just to remember that moment.
Just to remember the moment. Listen, I want to touch on one piece here before we end because we're at about an hour. So I don't want to really go too much farther over that. And I don't want to really FUD the conversation and make it more, again, this is going to be another one that's kind of a loaded topic, right? Pudgy Penguins is absolutely taking off. If you guys haven't seen Pudgy Penguins, this is a clear case of, do you want to be right or do you want to make money? There's a lot of sketchiness with how this market influencer campaign went about. You see a lot of DeFi guys that are involved in this project, and you saw a lot of the same concepts and same marketing tactics that happen with these DeFi projects happening with Pudgy Penguins specifically. That's what I saw. And so I tweeted this out a couple days ago. I said, the marketing for this is pretty cringe. And Pudgy Penguins, to me, is a super cringy project with the way they're going about this, but it's almost like they've embraced that. So if you go on Pudgy Penguin and you kind of look at all the tweets that are being made about it, it's from people not really involved in the NFT space, which is completely fine. I just talked about how anybody should be able to do whatever the hell they want. But this project, to me, is very frothy project. Let's try to get everybody involved via all of these DeFi marketing and NFT marketing enthusiasts. So the art's dope, by the way. I really like the Pudgy Penguins as an art project, but the things that I was seeing on Twitter with how it was being shilled and who it was being shilled from, that one got me. So a clear case there of, do you want to be right? Do you want to make money? Because if we do look at Pudgy Penguins over the last, I would say, 7 days, let's see if we can't go into there. What do you make of the art, by the way, while I bring this up?
Oh, Pudgy Penguins, man. I like them. They remind me of Cartman. If Cartman was a penguin.
and Cartman was a penguin. So you can see here, this launched a good amount of time ago. And then on August 4th, for some reason, the floor has gone absolutely parabolic. You can see that marketing campaign is, in fact, working. These guys just know. This is where you have to be careful, guys. And again, I'm not going to FUD up this episode, so this is going to be the last thing I'm saying about this. People know how to make this happen in crypto. There are influencers and teams and all these things that know how to make this happen. Maybe a community comes on the other side of this, with a big, bank and a big piece of the treasury from all of these sales. Hopefully they have all that set up. But, I'm looking at their roadmap too. And if they sell out 100%, the roadmap said they're going to create a lo-fi channel. And it's just what? You're going to create a YouTube lo-fi channel if you sell out 8,888 at whatever price they sold out. It just seems like that's what they were going for, was this cringy marketing type, let's pump and dump this. And it's worked. I mean, for the people that bought in, again, do you want to be right? Do you want to make money? That was clear about what this was, doing. So that's my opinion on Pudgy Penguins, man. That's what I've been seeing in the NFT space. It's pumping, so congrats on people that bought, but that's what I've seen. So yeah. I'm free to see any chat in the YouTube chat right now that wants to kind of talk this out and maybe has a comment on it, but that's what I've been seeing.
As chat, there's a little bit of delay too sometimes when we talk about something. Chat takes a little bit to catch up. Going through the VMix social. If you're new here, by the way, this is LADZ City. We're in LADZ City, and this is actually NFT Live. And we do this Tuesdays and Fridays, and we'd love for you guys to stick around. So comment, subscribe, let us know who you are and what you're all about. And if you want to come into LADZ City, all you got to do is go to your browser and type in LADZ.city.
Absolutely. So that was the episode for today. The last piece I want to get to here was there was a tweet that I'll put in the YouTube chat now. And I'll get to some of the comments because they are coming through. This guy, Zach XBT, again, not familiar, seems to be in the NFT space. He's calling out Colethereum, which if you are in the NFT space, Colethereum did the pickles Goddamn, what was the pickle project called? It's been so many years, but my fucking pickle right there. So he laid out a whole thread calling out, and there seems to be a lot of this, happening within the last 2 weeks with the Fame Lady Squad. This happening too, but he broke down how Cole is a part of this project, which he is, and how it's all kind of a pump and dump, right? So, yeah, let me touch on some comments. DP saying NFT money scheme, create the project, let the hedge fund guys set the price floor, get everyone's favorite NFT influencer to subtly mention it. And Ramses is saying at least they don't overpromise with the lo-fi channel. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of it, man. So I appreciate you guys kind of coming along here. Looks like Hamzy said had the chance to mint pass because I didn't want to make money. Not gonna make it. All right, so that is going to be doing it for today's episode, guys. We went an hour and 10 today, about an hour and 8 minutes long. So appreciate you sticking through the whole thing. Another great NFT live episode, man. Buff, do you want to send them out with anything?
Yeah, I think we're going to send them out with a trailer of LADZ City and all the shows. You guys, if you're brand new here, this is a content network where we cover NFTs Monday through Sunday. We got an amazing city, and we got some projects coming up in the fall. I cannot wait as we start to reveal and drop some NFTs with utility in the city. For content creators, they're working on NFTs as well. And we've got new shows coming down the pipeline. Huge shout out to NFT GG, who premiered earlier this week on Monday. He has a pre-recorded show, you guys. So when that appears on Mondays, it's a shorter, straight to the point show. Unlike our shows where we ramble on and go down rabbit holes, his show is right to the point, and it will be doing another video at the start of the week. So look forward to another one by my man NFT GG.
Happy birthday, Kagi.
Hey, happy birthday, Kagi, my man Rich Cage. He won't tell us how old he is until finally he did, but I ain't gonna dox him on that one. But happy birthday. He forgot it was his birthday, apparently. He's working that hard, he's raging that hard that he forgot his birthday, my brother. How about that?
Yeah, happy birthday, man. Enjoy it for sure. He's working extremely hard pushing the NFT space forward, though. So, yeah. All right. Happy Lads Day. That was a loaded episode.
That was a lot.
Man. That was a lot of info to get to you guys too. Buff, you killed the Vechain information as well. So
thanks,
I appreciate you doing that. I might ape in after this episode.
Oh, there you go. Ape strong.
All right, man. All right, this was NFT Live. Please leave a like. Tell your friends, your grandmother, your children about NFT Live. We're bringing you all of the NFT news from around the industry, putting it into one episode. Please leave a like, and if it's your first time here, subscribe. Otherwise, we will get up out of here. Our vibe, our tribe.
What is up, guys? Here it is your boy Kagi, back at it again with a new NFT Arcade Live, ladies and gentlemen. 7 days, 161 million, 24 hours, almost 30 million. We used to do that like in 3-4 months.
All right, good morning, good evening, good night. Another episode of the Layer 1 podcast.
This is a different Q and Ronin an experience going on here. So I like it, dude.
Welcome to Easy Street, broadcasting from the heart of LADZ City. We have content up the wazoo of the tip-top quality.
All right, welcome back to the best NFT show in the world. This is NFT Live. I'm sitting here with my main man, Crypto Buffalo. I'm Nifty Q. I am a co-host as well, and we are sitting in LADZ City. Obviously, we're going to have ourselves come up on the screen here. Look, this is so meta. Couldn't be any more meta than listening to yourself in the metaverse.
It's pretty meta.
Another episode of Good Morning Crypto. We're coming at you hot with the latest news from around the cryptocurrency industry. But that's what we're doing, man. We're adding shows, we're adding content creators, we're adding bits and pieces to our community, and we're going to grow the biggest content network in the industry, and we're excited to attack that, man.
This is LADZ City Radio
with Crypto Buffalo.
Our vibe, our tribe.
Welcome to Fun Uncle. This is a variety show where no subject is off limits, and in today's episode, we are discussing cryptocurrencies. For those of you who are not a part of LADZ City, please join the Discord, follow them on YouTube. Just type in LADZ.city into your browser. It'll take you to everything.